Yeah, I mean, going from a small high school to Franklin Pierce was definitely a big change. They have such a great program up there, and then realizing I was kind of a little out of my element at the time was kind of a big wake up call. So I decided to come down to UMass Boston and join another great program and see if I could, kind of pick myself up a little bit. And as I got here, I kind of worked my way into the starting lineup for a little bit, but it wasn't really that long term. And that's kind of really when I got my first experience of not playing as much as I'm used to in the past. And it just kind of took some grit to just kind of stay with it and realize your shot's going to come. And as a young guy, you kind of just got to feed the meter every day and look up to the older players and try and learn from them the best you can to help yourself down the road. Yeah, I think it was just more going back to my roots. I think defensively, during my sophomore season, that wasn't the kind of player I was at all. I've always been very strong defensively, and it's been one of my attributes that I've embraced throughout my whole game. So, after that season, I took a good long, hard look and figured out, where the problems were in my defensive game. And, playing on the Park League fields over the summer, it's not easy at all. There's a lot of rocks and broken glass in some of those fields. So, I was able to make some adjustments and moving from kind of the middle infield positions to the corner positions, definitely helped me with my reaction time and things along those lines. So it was more just, adjusting my own mental game and getting back to one of my strong suits that's always been part of my game throughout my whole career. Yeah, it was definitely a little strange at first, kind of moving from a non-starting role to a starting role, especially from when that starting role that I took was one of my best friends that I've had for the last 4 years or so. Um, but it did definitely take a little adjustment for both me and Kyle. Uh, Starting every day, getting four at bats, it kind of takes your toll on you for sure, and you just got to kind of stay consistent throughout the time and trust your process and trust that you're going to be able to play every game, game in and game out. And it's definitely tiring, but you get kind of used to it after a little while, and it's always fun to play. Nobody ever wants to not get four at bats a game or not play all 9 innings. So, me and Kyle definitely had conversations off to the side where he was happy I'm playing, I'm happy he's playing, and we both kind of just fell into roles that we were very successful at and very comfortable with. Going into this season, I definitely want to build off the successes I've had last season, but also not take everything for granted. There were also a lot of parts of my game last year that I thought I could have worked on a lot better. And for the most part, this off season has just kind of been leading up to kind of the final last push. I think we got a lot of talent on this roster and a lot of depth, and it's definitely shown in practice and in years past with the senior class that we have now, and then also newcomers coming in. So, but from an individual standpoint, I think it's just been kind of trusting the process the whole way, and you know building off successes of last year, but also realizing parts of my game that definitely could have been improved a little bit, and just trying to figure out ways where I can be a little more consistent with the bat and definitely keep the defense up a lot. And I think building off of that will kind of lead up to a successful season, both from an individual standpoint and from a team standpoint. We're definitely going to be successful as well.